All right, coming up in just 1 second. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a word just in from the National Weather Service. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued until midnight for the areas surrounded by this big old yellow box right here. Again, a severe thunderstorm watch. It does not include the Minot area, oddly enough, but that is because the storms are making their way through the Minot area as we speak. Now, these storms are severe and they're heading into the Velva area, so the risk of severe storms in Minot going down, and you can see that this secondary cluster of storms moving through Minot, southern Ward County, heading into the McHenry County area, though that's where the strongest cells are. And in fact, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for the bright yellow box that you see there. Again, the severe thunderstorm watch is mainly in effect for areas here that you see on the screen for 65-mile-per-hour gusts and hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter until midnight Central Daylight Time. A few of the communities in the path of the storms will be Washburn and the northern reaches of Lake Sakakawea, all the way up to Mulhall and points west over the Minnesota border and right into Lake of the Woods and the Bemidji area in the Beltrami County area, Marshall County, Minnesota. Flash flood warnings just been issued for you if you missed that. Severe thunderstorms and thunderstorms in the area have dumped inordinate amounts of rain. Radar estimates 3 to 5 inches of rain estimated in this area from central Marshall County into southwestern Roseau County, just clipping the southeastern corner of Kitson County, Minnesota. Hey, we have some strong thunderstorms in and around Grafton, so we'll go ahead and track these now. But the latest and breaking news is a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. What does this mean for you? It means if storms form in your area, all of the ingredients are there for these storms to become severe. So have a plan and be prepared to share your information with those around the area, because it's very helpful to know what these storms are producing. Like the storm that's heading into the McHenry County area right now for you folks in Velva. That storm, haven't heard a lot from it, but we have this a very clear indication of a bowing line segment here. This is bowing because the winds are really gushing out of this storm, as we mentioned earlier. So there are indications of gusty straight line winds along the leading edge of this storm. There is a hail core that you see flashing here in the bright blues just outside of Velva, heading towards Carlsruhe right now. And that wind threat and storm threat do continue. Then on the south flank of the storm, you got this little appendage hanging down there. That's called a hook echo. There was some spin associated with that storm a little earlier, and now the National Weather Service has just issued a brand new severe thunderstorm for the northern flank of this. Now, this is also extremely gusty because it has this backward C shape moving up to the north and east toward the Deering radar site right now, a hail core near Surrey, and this is moving off to the northeast. So let's get the latest on that while we're here. We may as well take care of business. We have well, nickel-sized hail, so hail isn't the main threat from this cell near Surrey. You may see some nickels there. 60-mile-per-hour gusts, though, could indeed be blowing their way right up into the Surrey area. So new severe thunderstorm warning. That warning is in effect until 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. By the way, if you are in Minot, we are getting some local storm reports in from the area. And that report, whoops, it's right behind my shoulder here, is a magnitude of 1 inch of rain by a trained spotter. And there is more making its way through right now as we speak. Let's take a look at this single site radar data, and let's look at the velocities inside the storms that they're moving their way through. And I do want to make sure that we're using the correct radar here. Let's go right into the, yep, we're in Mayville, and let's take a look at, excuse me, we're looking at the Deering radar here. So now as we take a look at the radial velocity with this storm, what you're going to notice is this green, and that's very bright. Now that's some strong inbound wind toward the Deering radar. So this northerly storm near Surrey has winds that are pushing more northerly. So you can prepare for wind gusts to be moving in from the south-southwest, blowing toward the north-northeast from this particular storm. Now, where are the strongest winds? Hutch, let me answer that for you. Where you see these pink pixels here is where we have some significant winds heading up in your area. And 60-mile-per-hour winds measured by the radar, it's very close. So these are low in the storm, and it's picking up 60-mile-per-hour winds. And that is actually some storm winds that are heading in the general direction of the radar site there in Deering. So we do have 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds being estimated by the Doppler radar there. Let's take a look and see if we have some shear indications with the storms as well. So wind gust estimates from the Doppler radar. This is fun and interesting to look at. So what's moving in the general direction out of Surrey and heading towards the Deering area? We just showed you the gusts in the latest scan, but this is calculating 55 to 60 mile per hour winds making their way down to the surface. Likewise, this backward C shape heading out of Elva, heading toward Karlsruhe, 65 mile per hour gusts from that puppy as it's winding its wheels out there. A few thunderstorms still up in that Cavalier area, Pembina County, Cavalier County, Walhalla. They're right around you. 60 mile per hour gusts estimated from these storms that are working their way through your area. And it's pretty windy from these storms. This is non-severe winds working from the storms that are in the Marshall County, Minnesota area on the order of 50 miles per hour or so, 55. 58 miles per hour is defined as severe. So that's a look at the wind gust potential. Here is a look at the hail tracker on this. I've been tracking the hail on these storms so we could see that clearly there is a cell right here that is just outside of Pembina and in the Cavalier area along Highway 5 north of Cavalier. We may be able to see this just outside of Walhalla. This hail tracker, the estimated hail size, 1.6 inches in diameter. That's a pretty good size hail cell. There is no warning on this storm here at this particular time, but there is some potential for isolated hail from this cell that's working its way through. Let's take a look at the regular radar data from this so we can see. And I will have to pull up, let's just use the composite radar. Plenty of lightning along and near the storm that's working its way in. Now let's see if we can get, there it is. So there is the Walhalla area storm. The pink in there is making its way to the north and to the east at about 35 miles per hour. It should miss Netchi as it moves its way to the north and east into southern Manitoba. Storms that are strong are moving through the prairies of southern Manitoba, heading towards Winnipeg. So if you are in the communities south of Winnipeg, yeah, I know you're there, and there's going to be plenty of those storms making their way up towards you. Look at the rain in the flash flooding area here from Warren right up through Roseau County. This is just dumping inordinate amounts of rain again, and I would not be surprised if our rainfall estimates, storm total precipitation estimates, are even higher than what we saw before. So let me go back to that. Here's a look at the radar storm precipitation estimates. The dark blue colors here are at least 3 inches of rain and upwards of 5 inches of rain. Let me show you what I mean. Oh, there's the latest coming in. So Strathcona, 4.2 inches of estimated rainfall. Newfoundland, 3.6 to 2.8 inches, varying rapidly downward as you go south towards Viking. Strandquist, and in between Strandquist and Newfoundland, do you see that? Radar estimates of 5 to 6 inches of rain. If you have a rain gauge report for the area, that would be helpful. But the National Weather Service says this black hole, big enough, deep enough for areas of very bad flash flooding out there in central Marshall and southwestern Roseau County and at Karlstad area as well, with an estimate of about 2 inches of rain in that particular area. Langdon, more storms moving through your area right now. These rainfall estimates from Olson through areas just west of Langdon are at 5 inches and more. Just some gully washers there. If you're in Starkweather, 1 inch of rain estimated by Doppler radar. Hamden, about 0.9 inches. If you're in Edmore, about 7/10. Park River, though, heavy rain moving through parts of Walsh County, Minnesota. North Dakota, rather, pardon me, 1.6 inches. Grafton, Park River, both at about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. Now, in Grand Forks, north of town has been hit harder. Crookston, well, barely anything fallen for you, but your neighbors to the north, as you get into that Marshall County area, northwest Polk County, seeing heavy rain. And in Minot, for those of you under the gun with the storms moving through, we have radar estimates of 3.5 inches of rain southwest of Minot. Radar estimates can be skewed by hail, though. We'll keep that in mind because there was some hail in that storm. But that said, there's more rain falling right now. And that rain is falling at a rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour. So even another half hour of rainfall in this area will add insult to the injury there. Some showers moving outside of the Bismarck area. New Salem Sioux getting a nice little sprinkle and washing off the paint job on our favorite bovine out there. And 0.6 of an inch just south of town for you guys out there from that New Salem area right now. Carrington, New Rockford had some showers earlier in the day. So that's a look at the rainfall estimates. 2 areas of flash flood warnings. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect out to the west there near the Minot area. And as we take a look at the latest radar, that's your update. So let's take a look at the single site radar data. There are the active warnings out to the west. We have flash flood warnings out to the east. And the new news of the day is the brand new severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect until midnight. That's in effect for the northern portions of the state of North Dakota and northwest Minnesota until midnight. I do think we'll see some rumbling of storms all the way into the wee hours of the morning after 2 and 3 a.m. The risk of severe does drop off. Down south, we're just too doggone hot down here. Hot, muggy, and no relief, and no water for the grass either, the way things are looking. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. So many of you have shared your reports to Hutch's Weather at hutchesweather.com in the form of photos that you've uploaded and videos of the events that have been ongoing tonight. So I want to throw a big shout out and thank you to all of you who have participated by uploading these photos. Incredible and striking storms near Langdon moments ago. This is where the flash flood warning is up there in northeast parts of North Dakota. You've got a huge supercell thunderstorm. Notice the rain-free base here and an inflow part to the storm here with that nice shelfy McShelferson cloud on the outside. That's shared by Corey. I sure appreciate it, Corey. And that same storm from a distance, yep, it was highly visible and very picturesque, and you can actually see this is a rotating thunderstorm. That's what a supercell thunderstorm is. You can see this little, what looks like a corkscrew going up. That's a striation. This part down here, that is the shelfy McShelferson cloud, and this is a little bit of an inflow part of the storm down there. It's all rising because there's no rain shaft underneath the base of that storm. It did produce some rain, though, but the raindrops up above it were mighty large. A lot of photos to go through here, but you can do that at hutchesweather.com. Until next time, if storms approach your area in the watch area tonight in the north, they could quickly become severe. Stay informed on hutchesweather.com, and if you allow my website to track your device's location, your warnings in the area you are in, well, they'll be updated for you right there. Until next time, stay tuned to me. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You can follow me on Facebook. I appreciate that. I appreciate you subscribing on my YouTube channel and passing the good word that Hutch is covering the weather for you.